You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show.
Woo! We are in it again. I kind of miss our intro music that starts out the show.
The boom, boom, cat.
Yeah, I miss that.
And we are actually listening to... what's the Queen song? And every time it comes on my iPod, it reminds me of the game. It's the actual theme song from that.
Is it really?
You know what I mean? It's not We Will Rock You.
Oh.
It's a Queen song.
I don't know. You'll have to figure that out. I'm not that familiar. I was going to say We Will Rock You, but...
Yeah, it is We Will Rock You.
That's what I was going to... That's the only one that I know. So I don't know what else would there be. For those of you out there joining us, hello. Hello, everybody. As our wonderful commentator, Sir Richard Wentworth, told you, this is The Game. We're doing an after show. And with the support of Bing, we are doing it and doing it well. And if you're doing anything, you should be Binging too, just so you know. I know that is not what I'm supposed to say, but I feel like I'm supposed to say something. So I hope that was acceptable. Bing, we love you and appreciate you. And all you guys out there, use Bing. It's a great service. Anywho,
yay, Bing.
So we've got the game going on. We are season 5, episode 8/9. 8 for us,
That's
9 total, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it is called Keep Your Friends Close and Your Prostitutes Closer.
Properly titled.
Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't think there was anything unclear about that at all from the episode. And I think, again, we will get first reactions. My first reaction, again, is this was a positive place. I was very happy watching the episode. I laughed. I felt good energy. I love Tasha Mack. It continued to be funny. And I even appreciated the interactions with Derwin and Melanie and that whole crew. So how are you guys feeling this week?
I agree.
I liked it a lot.
Yay!
I liked it a lot.
2 weeks in a row has never happened, you guys.
I know.
For the records, literally since last season started. This is the first.
I feel like they're on the right track now.
They're on a climb.
Yeah,
they're on a climb.
And I think it's very close to what we used to see on CW.
Yes.
As far as the funny and the writing and, the kind of the slapstick,
Yes, and it's getting faster.
Faster
the pace
pace.
Feels more energetic, and I like it a lot. And it's funny because as I was coming up here, I'm still kind of saddened by my dead Twitter about the game. Nobody that I follow that used to tweet about the game tweets about it anymore. So I'm kind of like, you guys, watch it again because I want to know. Because I know a lot of them have fallen off. Like, I don't care. I don't want to watch this anymore. Right. We even had some comments on our after shows on YouTube about people like, I'm just giving up. I'm not watching it anymore.
Right.
So for those of you out there, if you hear us, watch it again.
Give it a try.
These last 2 episodes have really been good, and we're hoping that they stay consistent and keep moving in this direction because I think they're doing a really good job.
I can honestly say that I kind of wrote it off last season, and now even the first 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of excited about it again.
And I feel like they've got somewhere to go that is still like enough dramatic to give us like juicy, like fun stuff, but still it's funny and it's doing.
And there's
what we
more
want it to
characters. I feel like the first episodes it was just like 4 of them the entire show, and now we get to see Janay. She's back, and there's just more people.
Yeah, and I think that the people that they're introducing, specifically the prostitute that we will talk about later, is a nice, like it's just a random character that was stupid and we don't like and want to deal with. I know everybody maybe loved Lil T from last year, or whatever his name was, the young boyfriend, but I just thought he was whack. So
I know, he was like the TT's knockoff.
Yeah, it wasn't working for me. The guy, Terrence J, great guy, I'm sure, amazing, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just didn't enjoy that character, and it didn't bring anything to it. But somehow this Ronaldo guy brings a little something.
Yeah.
So I'm
he's
liking
recognizable too. I mean,
but he's good.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no, he is
that's
good.
What I'm like, I buy this. Cole.
Yeah.
And we could be taken out of it because we do know who he is.
Right.
And he had such a character on Martin, and we could be taken out of it, but we're still there. But we'll talk about that shortly. We're going to start out at the top of the show with Miss Tasha Mack and all of her shenanigans of the episode, along with Malik shenanigans and a little TT shenanigan. And it was fun.
it was fun.
She met up with the dude again.
Yeah.
And they had a good night together. And she tried to pay him. And he said no, but then she saw him with another woman, and Malik saw him too, and the shenanigans ensued.
Yeah, well, Malik is not in on the conspiracy.
No, he is not. Now, wait, I wasn't clear though. Does TT realize that she paid him yet? Or
I don't. Well, TT knows that who he is.
Who he is. He knows
but
that she,
I don't know if he.
But so I kind of thought that he's going by a made up name.
Oh, the Ronaldo St. James.
Yes, because that's what
ridiculous.
TT called her out on.
TT was calling her out because when she called him after they did it the first time last week, she said, "Ooh, it's like James Ingram," and he was like, "If that's James Ingram, I'm Philly Ocean." Like, as in that's Humpty Dumpty.
Right,
That is
exactly.
not some tall, sexy black man.
I think he knows though.
I want because he sort of was the
always
reason.
inside everything.
I don't know.
Well, he's the reason why she got that hookup. So he knows.
He has to know that she paid.
Yeah.
And I feel like she would confide that eventually at some point anyway.
Right.
But
To him, yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for them all to find out and see how Malik reacts to that.
Yeah.
But it was cute when she rolled up on the table and Malik had his little. Those were some good jokes, and they were flying fast. And
Right.
They were.
The pacing was a lot better.
I appreciate it so
Yeah.
much. You guys, I was getting
back.
depressed.
Because
Like I didn't.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was getting really depressed because I was like, I don't know if I can do this for another 12 weeks.
Right.
And I feel like, thank God, there was a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
So I'm
Because I think when we've seen his name just left
which
my
one?
mind.
Ronaldo,
Malik. He's always been the funny one with one or two jokes, but then they take him off and then we don't see him anymore. So this episode, I think he was there the entire time with his jokes, and the interaction between him and Tasha was funny, just like always.
Yeah, it felt natural and back.
I think they went back to the old, the game, because he wasn't always in the forefront. He was always kind of the supporting,
I
funny
feel like
man.
It was about the women, really.
Yeah.
And that the men, yes, they had significant, roles and their storylines were significant, but I feel like it still was about the women and their situations and relationships and how they were dealing with the things that the men were dealing with. And I feel like that came back a little bit.
Yeah.
But interesting, I thought while I was watching Malik, when Hosea Chanchez was here, he mentioned that he wished that Malik would just be able to grow up a little bit. And I started thinking of watching the episode like, yeah, I guess from his perspective, especially as an actor, like his character, that's like, even though we appreciate it because it's like, yay, Malik was funny and that was great. And when you think about it, 3 seasons, now 2 more, technically 5 seasons total over the course of 7 years. You would think by now Malik would be a little bit changed or done something different.
Not
or
partying with his mom.
Yeah, but it's still there and we like it. So I know you wanted to grow up, Hosea, but we appreciate you as a juvenile jerk that made your mom throw that drink on that boy, which was great.
That was funny.
So yay, but okay, so do we think that Tasha is really gonna date this hooker?
Date?
I think she likes him.
It's dating.
She likes him though. Like she really likes him.
I kind of. Well, yeah.
Are they saying Tasha really never gonna be able to get a
Good,
legitimate,
decent,
functional relationship?
Yeah, I think that's the whole premise. I think that's the whole basis of her character.
It's
Because I forget who went down the line. Rick
They
Fox.
all did.
Yeah.
Malik did and
Yeah.
TT did.
Yeah, they were just in this episode. They went down the list of all her failed relationships.
Yeah, and they keep making me laugh talking about the teenager. I'm like, who was the teenager?
Yeah,
That would be the young boy.
Yeah.
But she's not making any strides whatsoever and throwing her money around, and then she buys them for permanence.
I think that's funny.
It is hilarious, but it's kind of awful.
Well,
And I think it's ironic for her, who's always so tight with her money, or like always taking
Yeah.
care.
Wait,
that she's willing to throw it.
Hey, but when it comes to
Sex?
that, maybe she.
When it comes to, really?
Well, he's very good. He's a professional.
Right. And I just love the casting choices that they made.
I know.
Having him sit there with the old Asian lady, that made me laugh before the scene even began. I was like, no.
Yes, and then she gets up, this was my time. And then she goes, obviously you need him more than I do.
Really?
funny.
It was good. I
Yeah.
appreciated it. But I don't know how I feel about Tasha having to go to her.
I think it's funny.
It's funny, but I want
It brings
Tasha-
something fun to the
It's
show.
hilarious. It's the comedy. But
Yeah.
then when we talk about the
When
character
you-
itself,
Yeah, that's what.
Well,
I'm
we
focusing
all
on.
know in real life that would never happen. Or
Wait,
would
what do
it?
you mean? In
I was
real
gonna say,
life?
would it?
Oh, I'm just saying. I think if we met a real life replica of Tasha Mack, I don't think that person would go out and buy a hooker permanently.
You don't think so?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because when you think about it, there's all those statistics out there of black women that are, well, like successful basically and
Right.
have their own money, whatever. That once you get to that certain point, your choice, if you want to be with a black man, is like something crazy. Like 2% are able to find a black man. that
I
they
don't
prefer.
think-
So Oprah's
Okay.
got Stedman.
Oprah pays for hers too.
Stop it. We
Oprah-
will not
Oprah-
defame Oprah up in here.
Oprah has Gail moving right along.
Oh,
my
no,
thing
you
is,
didn't.
Well,
no,
that's
here's
Tasha's
my thing.
next step.
That was brought up.
Yes. Well, it's funny because it's kind of accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing it based in statistical truths.
Right.
That there are a lot of single, successful
But
black women
here's
that
the
want
thing.
to be with black men, but they can't find them. So in her case, she's had to turn.
I
to
still have a problem with women
Prostitution.
needing to turn to prostitutes for satisfaction. I don't
Why? How many
because
women
I
do you
feel
know?
no, I just feel like women can go. I'm gonna channel Curtis right now. I feel that women can go to a club or a bar and meet anybody
Right.
who she can have anyone in the room. Anyone in the
Okay,
room.
but there's also a few that know how to do it.
Yes.
What do you mean a few?
Yo, it's not always
Few
good.
that
Like,
know
you
how to
don't-
do it.
Oh, I mean, okay. So you go to a club and there's
See,
you have
we're
So
not
then you have
men.
to sleep
Men
with
can just
50?
sleep with whoever.
No.
and they
I'm
got
saying,
off.
no. I say women can sleep with and have whoever she
Right.
wants.
So she's gonna go through 50 to find
One.
one or
That's
two.
good at it.
So what?
Nobody wants to do that.
So you're gonna go and buy one?
No, we're not. What I'm saying is that
Jeez.
unlike men, you guys, if you stick it in 50, for the most part, it was enjoyable and you're good.
Good.
But it's not enjoyable 49
No.
times until you get to the 50th, and you don't want to deal with it, and you don't want to deal with them to begin with most of the time.
And how
So-
many days in between? Like,
And she found this guy who she actually likes. They have fun together. He's funny.
But what is it
They-
about him that she likes?
that he's
His
non-threatening?
He's non-threatening.
He's non-threatening. I think it's like
And
obviously
I think
this
Rick
isn't gonna
Fox
be
was
anything.
non-threatening.
No,
no,
Rick Fox
don't
was a
forget
threat.
that was a huge.
He was
that was
Only
one
when
of
they
the- that
started
was one of the
working
huge-
together.
No, but it's a threat in terms of like the fear of another failed situation because she wanted it
So
really bad. In this situation, it's kind of like he's a hoe. I'm paying him.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any risk in that situation other than like her dignity and like all those things. But it's not the emotional risk that like an actual
Which I thought meant
relationship
more
was.
to
So
her.
this makes her stoop down to a
Until
level.
sex.
It makes her seems like beneath herself.
Well, it's a prostitute. Of course it does.
Ho.
Or an escort
escort,
is the proper way they
Kenny.
like to be called. So yeah, she is stooping.
She's stooping
She's
down.
stooping, but it's for our comedy.
Enjoyment.
and we're enjoying
Yeah,
it,
it's really
but
great.
I don't know, but Tasha found her boo boo, and he puts it on her right. He wears Jacquard Noir, and I can't believe that because that's gross. I would think that alone would not make the second one kind of very exciting. I'd have to turn it off. But whatever, they made it work, and so now we know going into the next episode that they're an item.
I gotta say, I feel like I'm done. I'm baked.
Tubby.
I'm like need to be turned over right now. It's so hot in here.
Oh, he didn't
Sorry.
turn the AC on because I said
Well,
I'm
honey,
fine.
they stopped
Okay.
picking up that cup, that mug.
It's water to cool me
of
down.
Of course it's water. That's what they all say. Anywho, so moving on. The other part of the episode obviously focused for the second week in a row on Team Melanie.
It was funny. She was funny again. I have gone. Wait a minute. 13 was the first season, right?
Yes.
And then about what episode? This is 8.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 5 episodes of this season. So 18 episodes without her being funny, just being pathetic. And I'm glad to finally laugh at her.
Wait,
She was funny. She had
you
funny.
didn't think she was pathetic though?
She was
Like
pathetic,
her-
but it was it was done in a humorous way.
It was pathetic, and it was
It was funny. It was funny. I laughed. I laughed a
It
lot.
was funny. Okay,
you know.
so basically, Melanie has, of course, at the end of last episode, could not keep her mouth shut as usual.
Right.
And told Derwin that Janay is engaged to Noah, the Ark. I'm sorry, I'm such a nerd. I thought that was really funny.
I thought it was funny too. It made me go to another Noah's Ark.
It was so ridiculous. But so of course Janay's upset, and she comes over to the house like, "Oh my God, you told him." And Melanie's like, "No, we're friends. I'll fix it. If I fix it, will you still be my friend?" Because Melanie has no friends. And so she tries to fix it by taking Derwin out and ambushing him with Noah.
Right. I'd like to say that I give props to the writers because the episode started out with the beans already being spilled. Because it started out with Derwin and Janay, and he already told her, I already know the secret.
Yes.
So they cut through the chase, and it was funny. I was like, damn, she already.
Yeah.
I mean, we already knew that she told
Told him,
Derwin,
yeah.
but I just like the fact that they just got
They
right
brought
into
right to it.
Yeah.
We didn't have to have any extra build
Exactly.
up. Like, it was good. We
Yeah.
knew he told. He was right there. Like, no, you're not
Yeah.
gonna have it. But what do we think about Derwin and Janay?
I'm so over that.
I the park scene, excuse me, I actually liked the interaction because it's kind of typical of it, two people in that situation where the guy is the baby daddy and he wants to be protective of his baby mama and his child.
He's not being protective. He's being territorial.
Okay. So
He's peeing on her. As we discussed
probably
last
as
week.
said
Curtis
that.
would say. So, and I think that's we talked about the stereotypes of the show, but I think that's one good one that they played in a very humorous way, in my opinion. So, I like that interaction.
Are we
And
being arrested?
I don't know.
What's
I think you're being towed because you're always parking in the red.
Oh no, I didn't park in the red. I found a good parking spot
Good
this
for you.
week.
Good.
Wait, but I think what you meant was how do we feel about Derwin and
I just
his
meant
feelings?
open-ended question. How do you feel about Derwin and Janay? Because you weren't here last week to cash in on this.
So angry.
Why
that
does it make you angry?
Melanie and I go back to that episode where he is having a barbecue with Janay and Melanie has no idea, and there's that video, and I keep going back to that, and I feel like for Melanie, who's so emotional and jumps on all these little things, didn't jump on him enough for this. Like, you are still, or I don't want to say in love, but you obviously have feelings for this woman, and it's still bothering you enough, but you're married to me.
The whole premise is that Mel has no friends, and her last ditch effort to get a friend is the baby
Janay.
mama. And I think that's what the humor is, and that's what she's stooped so low that the only person that she can try to befriend is her once worst enemy. So I think that's fucking hilarious.
Why is her
I think it's
character
hilarious.
so pathetic?
But I think it's an interesting commentary too, though, on the choices that she has made.
Yes.
And
Since day
she's
one.
made her life his. And she has done nothing to like change that, reverse that, move it around, make it better, shift it, or anything. And she's just continuing to make the same type of choices, even by trying to like make Janay her best friend. It's-
And then Derwin just keeps both of the women that he wants in his life.
Well, he's kind of stuck with one. Well, kind of stuck with both of them actually.
like he
And when
married her,
I
so he's
said
stuck with
one,
both.
I meant
Janay,
Janay.
because that was the baby.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So yeah.
oh, Melanie.
I wrote down sperm donor and I thought of you because I forget why.
You as an Isabel, for those of you
Oh, yeah.
guys who aren't able to watch visually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
we
are
have
you
this.
trying to say about Isabel?
No, we have this running joke.
Oh,
She refers
Yeah.
to her husband as a sperm
Yes.
donor.
oh, that's awful.
Whenever he calls, it does not say his
Yes.
name. It says sperm donor.
Wait, isn't that new? Wasn't it something else back?
No,
It's always been.
I thought it wasn't. Okay. Anywho, that's a personal conversation.
No, but because I forget who mentioned it.
It was Janay.
Yeah.
She introduced him as her
sperm donor, and I immediately thought of you.
I'm sadly our resident heterosexual black man is not here. Curtis, we miss you because I would love to know what he thought about her saying that.
Curtis can call in.
Just calling her.
Should I channel him right now?
Try.
No, I can't. That's
You
just
can't
too
channel
much.
that.
That's
It's
too much
The
testosterone.
ghost. Testosterone. It's too much.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting because the sperm, like, that's generally an insult. Especially
Well, I can
if
imagine.
you have a good relationship with the person and you actually came from a relationship.
I could just see him now.
He would be very angry.
Yeah, he
I think
would.
He would be very angry. But nonetheless, Janay's there. She's hanging out. And so they, but basically the guys meet up. And they had what I felt like, even though I'm not a man, was a fairly honest and real sort of interaction. And basically Noah called him out. Noah called Derwin out on his territorialism. And the whole comment about I bought her that house. You know what? I thought that was very accurate of them to say, but I think that is the most awful thing that dudes you bought her that house and therefore you have any control over who is up in there.
Well, and I think that's the key word is control. I mean, you provide for someone, you to some extent you have control over that person.
My question is why? Because in this situation, like, okay, so yes, technically he's providing so that his son has an equally good life with his mom as he would have with him.
Right.
So then, even though I recognize that it exists, my question is how and why do specifically men, because I don't see this with women, think that you should be able to, even to make the comment, to say that you bought the house, like that's irrelevant. You bought the house because you have a son with her. Why is that relevant?
I think that
But you don't think that was a cover up for him?
Well,
For
I
his
think. Go ahead. Sorry.
True feelings.
I mean, I waver back and forth about his true feelings because I wonder if it's honestly, yes, you may have some feelings because obviously they were in a relationship for real. And the reason that the relationship finally decided to part is because he couldn't get Melanie out of his brain. Not that he stopped liking Janay.
Right.
He just liked Melanie more. And I personally think in terms of relationships, that's kind of how it is. There's always somebody else that you could be good with and that you would be happy with. You choose to continue to be with whoever you choose to continue to be with. So the feelings, but whether or not he he's still passionately in love with Janay, I don't think that's the case. I think I think
there's still feelings.
I think there's feelings that, we ended, but because I chose this instead.
I think his relationship with her made more sense. It was calm. There was not all this drama that he has with Melanie. And here's his baby mama where it makes sense. And he has a kid with. And here's Melanie trying to make everything work all the time.
But isn't his drama with Melanie because of the things that he did?
Right.
He cheated. He got another relationship and had a baby, and then decided that he didn't want that relationship and was willing to move forward in this new relationship, which brings baggage. And so it's not like Melanie brought that baggage into it.
And they had history. They were together since college or
That's why they need to give up those college relationships.
But going back to your statement about the whole men thing, I think it's from the beginning of time. Men have been known to provide for the family, and this is all mine, and I had, you're mine, and blah blah blah. And I think that was his motivation for saying the whole, I bought her this house, it's my house, and blah blah blah. And I think if the roles were turned, and there's a celebrity out there that I think of when I'm saying this, that I think that if the situation was reversed, I think the woman would say the same thing in that situation. If she was a breadwinner and she's like, okay, I bought you this house, I want this and this around my child and blah, blah, blah. I think it's the same thing. I don't. Well,
I also wonder because Janay had a job and money on her own.
Right.
So it's one thing, and I don't want to be like, if she was broke and didn't have nothing and he gave her the came up, then he really legitimately deserves control. But I almost feel like because she's working and she has her own to begin with, he was just doing what was right by his child, not anything. Like, you're not doing her no favors. Like,
but it could have been her decision to be like, no, I don't want you to buy me this home. I can take care of my own. She should. Well, that's the.
Kinda yes, but then you have a child. Like when there's a kid involved, like I feel like the kid should get the best of his world, especially in that extreme situation where the father is extremely wealthy.
Right,
like I feel like
sense.
it's one thing when it's like, we're all
I'm
middle
barely
class, like we're all
making it.
doing the same. Like, but when the father's extremely wealthy and then the mother probably isn't, like there should be some balance in both households. I personally do believe that. But
Interesting.
because I think that is not fair to the kid.
Right.
To be having to shift lifestyle back and forth because your parents decided.
Right, like
That's a huge lifestyle difference.
go
Like
to daddy's house,
But
who has
the
everything.
kid
go to
doesn't
mom's
know.
house.
Kids don't know the difference until you teach them the difference. In my opinion, that little kid is
So
3
what are you
years
gonna
old,
say?
4
Daddy's
years
rich,
old.
Mommy.
No, you go to. He goes to daddy's house. It's daddy's house. He goes back to mommy's house. It's mommy's house. He does not gonna know the
But
difference.
then that's how they start confusing the child of who he wants to live with, not
No.
because it goes for him. It's just fun at
I
daddy's
just-
house because we have everything available versus mom's house.
I just
and
think
like
of
I
it-
said, like
Go
you
ahead.
said, Janay's house is not gonna be like a two bedroom shack.
That's an assumption based on what I know of the past.
well, that's what I'm saying.
So-
Because wasn't her dad like a
Well, he
wealthy?
was wealthy, and then she had her own money because she had like run a
a
boutique or
boutique,
something,
yeah.
and what have you. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting thing to sort of evaluate, and it just rubs me the wrong way to hear a man say, "I bought you that house, therefore I run you." Like, no, we have a child together, and you're providing for your child, and I think that's whack. But that's just me. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
would say the child should live in the house by himself, and she can live outside somewhere else. It's I mean, if
'Cause
I'm
that
gonna
makes sense,
if
Kenny.
if I'm speaking of me and
is
my
in that
my male partner, and if I'm the breadwinner, I'm serious. Like if I buy that person, if we have a child and we break up and the child is living with him and living with me like simultaneously, if I buy that person a house, I bought you that house.
Do you have siblings?
I do.
If you like were a multimillionaire, you won the lotto, $100 million or something, and your sister needed a home, and you were like, "I'm buying you a house because you deserve to live in a house." Like you're not doing anything
different.
extravagant. You're buying her a house.
That's different. We're blood. We're bound together for life. I've grown
What
up
if you
with this
have
person.
a homeless friend, or Cameron's homeless, who's not here right now? He's on Drag Race. You catch us in a little bit. Cameron's homeless, needs a home. You have come into all this money, and you can help him buy a home.
I would not help him buy a home. I would help him provide for himself. Meaning, like I would actually like move him into my home and let him, get situated, get a job, get cleaned up, or whatever the situation is. I would not, because when you go and buy friends and like
Okay,
lovers'
well, I try to
homes-
find friends in terms of like, there's some friends that are family to me.
Right, and
I
Cameron
don't know if that
he
be
would
the
he would
case.
be considered family. I would take him in as my family. You know what I mean? If my sister was homeless, I would take her in first and let her,
But you wouldn't just buy her. a house.
He's
no,
just a tight ass.
no.
Okay.
The only person,
Tight ass.
no,
Well,
Anyways.
the only person I would buy a home for would be my mom. In all honesty,
And you wouldn't be telling her, "I bought you this house."
no. Well, she would turn around and say, "I brought you into this world." It's a,
Let me
it goes
back in.
back.
So
both
why
ways.
isn't Janay's argument legitimate? I brought your
It
son
is
into the
not.
world.
It takes two to make a baby.
Exactly. So he's doing his part.
Oh.
She gave birth. He bought her a house. I think that's an
She's
equal
taking
transaction.
That is not
On that
an
note-
equal. No. Okay, I'm gonna
Wait,
channel
that is
Curtis
not
right now.
equal?
That is not equal. No, it is not the same.
Are you
thing.
telling me that
Right.
the house is worth more than the
No,
child?
no. You.
Oh, Kenny.
The views
That's
expressed herein are those of the host
horrible.
only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
But you know what? He can afford it. So
That's my point, though. It's not like, I'm not saying like the average
But-
person should be buying, just you got a baby mama should be buying them a house. I feel like this is an exceptional circumstance where
key-
he is.
That's pocket money.
keyword is I. I bought you that house. Yes, you don't own that house. I bought.
Okay,
I bought you
What if
that
he
house.
bought? If he bought the house, it could be in her name.
It's still my house because I paid for it.
No, it's not. If I buy,
Ronnie, you gotta help me out.
if
I mean,
I buy
I'm just-
buy your car,
It's your car.
Or you give me your car as a gift, and you put it under my name. Whose car is it?
We're
now?
not saying
when
gifts.
I get stopped by the cops,
It was a gift.
when I get stopped by the cops, can I say it's your car?
You can say whatever you want to. That still ain't gonna get your ass out of jail. I'm just saying.
All I know is this makes me want to watch the game episode and see what exactly you guys are talking about, because you guys are doing a great recap. Let's jump to commercial. And I do see a lot of sides of what you're talking about, Curtis. I'm not Curtis. Oh, you channeled Curtis that much.
I
Channeled
really
Curtis, he
did.
channeled
All right, let's do
We're going to
commercial. We'll come back.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Business.
There it is.
Yeah, there's our beat. Oh, it's got
remix.
It's called
The remix.
reverb.
Oh,
A
welcome
remix.
back, those of you out there joining us for the first time. We are here doing the after show for the game for AfterBuzz TV. We are doing episode 8 of season 5, and we are into our special segment this week. Special segment is just a little one that kind of got triggered when I watched the ending of the episode with Janay versus Melanie, and Janay took that jab at Melanie pretty hardcore outside the bridal boutique. And then Melanie comes home and the boys are about to hang out. My question is, why in the hell is it so hard for girls to be nice and friends with each other, and dudes can just jam it up together like, oh, dude, you want to go? Okay, we cool, we good.
Because women are emotional. They're like, everything about a woman is emotional. Sexually, you're emotional. It's just by nature. Yes, yeah, it is. I can say, Courtney, I don't like your Afro puff. You are going to take it to an emotional
No,
level.
I'm not. I'm going to say,
I'm just
Kenny,
saying
I don't care. You have a raggedy beard.
Exactly. And then we can go outside and be friends later because we're both men.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But I'm just saying.
The ongoing insults.
No. But I just feel, women are just emotional species, and and we've talked about this all season long about Tasha Mack and Mel and how they can't ever get along.
Squash it. They can't squash it.
Where's the men? I'm sorry. Where's the men? They
squash it no matter what happens.
Exactly.
Like, they figure out how to squash it, and
one
they figure
episode
it out
later,
quickly.
Exactly.
And that's been reality too, like in real life, and it just frustrates me.
But if you think about it, okay, so when you have men together, what can they do to their personas, to their outfits, to compete among each other? Women, I'm going back to elementary where I would beg my mom to make me this perfect ponytail, and she sucked. She effing sucked. So I would go to school with lumps all over and look at other girls and hate on other girls because their little ponytails were perfect. It's like you're always competing to have the best hairdo.
Is that innate or is that cultural?
No,
like, are we teaching our ladies to hate and fight?
But
and
didn't we talk about this
compete?
last week?
Yeah, we started talking about it
Because
a little bit last week too.
when you go out to
Yes.
look like the baddest bitch in the
Yes.
room. Whereas
You
guys
have
go
to.
out, they just want to go out
And if
to
you're
look
cute,
good.
you're cute.
I could care less
And if
what
they're not, they can't do
exactly.
anything.
We don't go out and think, oh, that dude's cuter than me. Let me go to the bathroom and tuck my shirt in.
There's
We don't
nothing you
do
can
that.
You're ugly.
Women are they're constantly competing.
Why?
Because it's by nature.
You think it's by nature?
I think it's by
Do you really
nature.
think it's nature?
I think it's
or do you
by-
think it's nurture?
I think it's nature. I think sexually, because men are so on the table as far as sexuality, and I think women are so, reserved. And okay, and I'm the homo here, so I may be completely wrong here, but I'm just saying, from my experience dealing with women sexually, I feel that, and I have had.
Courtney, you had sex with
Yeah.
a woman?
I have.
So you're bi.
That's a totally
Anyway,
different
we'll
topic.
talk about-
And that is an insult, by the way. No, I just think women are just typically I just think they are by nature.
There's some.
No.
There's some that we know that just don't care. And
No.
can get up and.
Well, I'm just wondering though, like care-wise, why do we care? Where does the competition come from?
I think that's within.
You think
I think
it's societal. I think we teach our girls that we have to compare ourselves to each other because we have to be better and we have to look better and all of that crap.
That could be.
And then if it is societal, then why can't we break it?
Why can't you break anything?
Why can't
I'm
we
going to
change
agree
it?
with the society thing because we do, as you say, make the women, they have to be the prettiest,
Yeah.
the most elegant. And going on the male thing, you have to be the strongest. Like, so nothing about looking great is coming,
Exactly. It's about your actions as opposed to what clothes you have on.
But even in that, you guys still are able to relate to each other better, or I don't want to say better because I don't want to give value to less conflictually than we are.
Because we're not competing.
But you actually kind of are. Like you're trying to be the strongest or trying to be in the best shape or to make the most money and those things.
Only when we're put to the test. When another guy step to you, that's when you say, okay, I'm going to show you that my chest is bigger than yours. Otherwise, I don't have a problem with you. And I think a lot of men are like that.
But women just look at each other
that's
and they
what
have
I'm
a problem
saying.
with each other.
You two are at a club. If Jackie walks in the door, both of y'all are gonna be like, oh, look what she got on. That's just by nature. She didn't even look in your direction. And I'm just using this as an example. It's just by nature. That is like, you guys are screwed up. I'm sorry.
We're screwed up.
Let's go back to the 1800s. I'm reading
I
this
really
book.
wish
I don't want to be
Curtis was here.
And no, I'm just. Well, that's
I know.
true. But I mean,
I'm good.
I've already been called a slave in this room once before.
Why you got to be bringing that up?
I'm just saying.
let's say.
I'm just saying.
Because maybe you're right. During that time, I don't think women cared about who looked like what. And
I disagree.
I mean,
Look at Gone with the Wind. She cared.
Yes, she did. She made her dresses out of drapes. She did.
cares.
She had to do what
They
she had
care.
to do.
It wasn't so. Well, in my book,
No,
this woman.
but
It's
even
gotten worse. Probably, but, 'cause
even
we have
other
more time.
yeah, even other cultures.
We're not like making butter and.
But either other cultures, the daughters are brought up to be princesses because they are being. What's the word? Endowment, when you kind of basically sell your daughter off for gold and to be married off for gold. That's just that's just how women are brought up.
So
Subservient.
why are men? Did you say subservient?
I did.
Why are
that
men
came out.
poisoning the pond, Kenny? Why don't you help break it? Break it.
Why do I care?
Why don't you care?
Because I mean,
how do you think it can be?
I don't know. Like
what would be the first?
I wonder. I mean, I don't have any answers.
So you
this
have a
is
daughter
the special
tomorrow?
topic. Like, I don't know what the answer is. I just hate. It bothers me so much that women, and I don't think that this was inaccurate at all. What they showed us, I thought it was very accurate, which is why I was like, dang, it's so bogus how dudes can just like, okay, we hate each other, we fight it out, we cool, squash it, let's go get dinner. But women, all the way, all the time, like, oh, that forever, but it's been like that since I can remember as a female. So I'm just, kind of
tell us she wasn't a female at one point.
That's for you, Kenny. I was gonna say since I was a child, and then I said,
thank you, because when did you make the transformation?
Shut up, Kenny.
What age? Was it 8?
See, you acting like one right now.
I'm just saying.
You acting like one right now.
I'm just saying.
You
and
was
trust
a
me.
female too,
Well,
weren't
my
you?
thing is, the thing is, gay men can be catty at times with other gay men, and especially against women. It's just, there's a whole lot of jealousy there. By the way, since we're talking about stereotypes, why is the gay man in this episode has to be?
Him. We didn't mention him.
And also, I want to mention
His name was Tadao.
I don't care what his name is.
I just had to say that because I thought it was funny. Tadao.
Why does he have to be a designer? Not all gay. This is stereotypes.
Why?
Why does he got to be a designer?
Well, because I've rarely met a straight man that was an interior designer.
Well, there
I mean, I'm sure there are, just like there are straight
I mean,
Everything
What do you do
and-
all day at work?
I don't sit there and design.
You sit there and shop for your home
Okay, I just moved. I have a reason to shop for my home.
So
for the past year.
So you're offended that there was a gay
Yeah,
interior
I wasn't
designer?
offended. I'm just like, okay, the only gay man on the show has to be a
Right
designer.
now, the last time there was a gay man on the show, he was a football player.
That's
true.
different. They were trying to make a point.
It was still the
And
truth.
it was a
gay man
muted,
can
and it was
also
a
play
muted.
football.
I thought it was a great point when they sang "It's raining."
That was pretty
That was
funny.
great. Anyway, but nonetheless, that's our.
All right, one more thing.
Let's
that was
wrap it up,
that
wrap
was
it up.
funny. The Twitter, Tasha's Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wrote it down. Where did it go? Oh man.
We didn't talk about it. I thought it was hilarious.
She called Melanie a backstabbing wannabe Dr. Trick. And today I was like, oh my God, she's so funny.
And she's like, is she tweeting again? I thought it was hilarious.
I like how they've incorporated that.
Yeah.
That was very cute.
That's
And I love to know that.
Props to the writing too.
Go them. You guys,
Yeah.
great job, the game. Thanks for our special topic. Those of you out there, if you're listening, call us in. Let us know. How can women squash the drama and stop being so catty? I don't know.
That's a
I don't
good
have
question.
an answer, but I would love for it to happen because I'm sick of seeing it.
And I would love to have this conversation when Curtis is in the room.
Sure, and I'm sure he will incite some sort of violent episode. But on that note, let's roll over to the news and gossip for the day.
AfterBuzz TV News.
We forgot about Mel and being the devil.
Oh, she's the devil.
There were a lot of
on Janay.
funny-
It was a lot of great stuff
Yeah,
in this
sorry.
episode.
I had to throw that in.
It's all good. It's all good. We're excited about the episode, and that's wonderful because we haven't been for weeks, so I
Exactly.
appreciate it
Right,
regardless.
right.
And with our excitement, we've got ratings for the 6th week of the game, and this is not right. Hold on. I'm like reading, this is not right. Okay, the game gained a 1/10 of a point from the previous week. And it went up to a 1.3 among the adults 18 to 49, but it still finished the evening behind Tosh.0 and Big Bang Theory in that time slot.
That's because Teen Mom was over.
Teen Mom is over, so yeah.
But you know what? That's good because now people will come back.
Yeah, hopefully.
And they will realize that it's
And
gotten
it was funny
funny.
last week, and maybe this week it was funny, so
Right.
maybe
Maybe
it'll
they'll
continue to
pick
go
up.
up.
Yeah.
But either way, they've still held very steady between like 1.2 and 1.5.
So people are watching.
People are
People
watching.
need to call us.
And also this week, the game creator Mora Akil and her producing directing partner / husband Salim Akil have created an hour-long pilot for BET entitled Single Black Female. Gabrielle Union has signed on to star as the single black female who is the host of a popular Atlanta-based talk show similar to the Ellen DeGeneres show. And it is following her life trying to find a man
That could be interesting.
and a relationship.
That's exciting. You know.
I think it's interesting, and I think it's interesting that Gabrielle Union is signed on to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, she needs to work too. So.
She does need to work, but I just don't see her doing a. It's sort of like I don't know. It's like the next level of Girlfriends with Gabrielle Union. Like I don't want to say I thought she was above that because nobody's above it. Like it could be a great show, but I just think it's an interesting.
I think
show.
she will bring in viewers. I think that maybe.
That's what they're doing.
But hopefully, I mean, there's so many good actresses out
I just
there.
wish there would be some new talent. I mean, it is BT. Give somebody
Yeah.
new a chance. Anyway, exciting brown people news this week. We got lots of it. Let's see. Gloria Estefan is helping the CW keep it real. The Latin pop performer has signed on to mentor in the show The Star Next Door, a new music reality series, and one of a trio of reality shows that the CW announced on Monday. The Star Next Door will feature Estefan, country singer John Rich, and other musicians scouring the nation for homegrown talent, grooming and mentoring the local performers as they prepare to ready themselves for a nationwide audience. The series is being produced by CBS's Raquel Productions, 25/7 Productions, and Flavor Unit Entertainment, which is Queen Latifah's company.
Right on.
So, yay for another music talent.
I
show.
know. Just what we need.
Are we bored? But I like Gloria Estefan, so I thought that was cool. Anybody know if she had work done? Because she looked the same for the last like 30 years.
She's Cuban American.
Okay, and
They got good skin.
Yeah,
They don't age.
Nothing
Now, when she's
happens.
80, it's
I
she's
saw Real Housewives of Miami. They do age.
well because maybe she doesn't stand the
But
sun
she does
too
not
long.
age. Like her
And
face looks the same.
She obviously doesn't stay in the sun because she
No.
is
She's very pale.
She pale.
Yeah.
Yeah. She know better.
She's hot, love her. Okay, next we got Anthony Anderson has been tapped as one of the leads in NBC's Jimmy Fallon comedy project, aka DILFs, The multi-camera comedy written by Charlie Grandy centers on three 30-something guys enjoying the adventures of parenting despite the fact that they haven't grown up themselves. This is a return to comedy for actor-comedian Anderson after a streak of drama series roles.
I like that.
I like him.
Because he's hilarious. He's
I
funny.
like him. He was my first like celebrity person I met in LA when I moved out here.
Nice.
And it was such a hot mess. I won't recap what happened in the club that night, but it was so ridiculous. He was funny though.
I want to know.
He's funny. His partner was funny too. Anyway,
Wait a minute, partner. Girlfriend?
Boyfriend?
young Mexican
Wait.
His homie, I don't know who it was. It was his buddy.
Okay, you can't say partner.
I can't say partner.
Because no, I'm not excited. I'm just saying partner.
I mean, isn't he married with kids or something?
I don't know, but you said you threw partner out there.
It was his homie. I don't know.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
You said homie, not homo, right?
We're talking about
just checking.
Young Mexican actor Adon Canto.
Oh, Mexican.
Has been cast as a series regular in Fox's untitled Kevin Williamson drama project. The project from Warner Brothers TV is a thriller about ex-FBI agent Ryan Hardy, aka Kevin Bacon, you tasty white man that I love.
Really?
I love Kevin Bacon, and I have for years since he did She's Having a Baby, like in 1988. I don't know, whatever. Like him, who leads the search for a diabolical serial killer, Joe Carroll, who's created a cult of serial killers, which is crazy. FX.
Is it FX or Fox?
It's FX.
Oh, okay. They're known to be kind of like
it's a cult of serial killers.
Like American Horror Story, which
is amazing, and you're hating. And last but not, Kenny doesn't like.
He hated that
emotional
show.
Problems.
You're the emotional. You're a female.
Always needs to know like what's gonna happen.
No, it's not that. I just want something to happen. Nothing ever happened in that show.
What do you mean? Everybody died. Something happened.
And I guessed that from the second episode. And I like 13 episodes in. I'm like, okay, I knew this was gonna happen.
Okay.
Sorry, we're talking about
Somebody
something.
is uppity.
I'm just
Last but not
cranky.
least, Kenny brought to my attention that when we mentioned our Oscar congratulations, we forgot two people, which is funny because I had talked about Oprah during my fashion recap, which is why I forgot last week. Because I thought I talked about her already.
Right.
But anyway, Oprah Winfrey and the wonderful James Earl Jones both received honorary Oscars at the Academy Awards ceremony on February 26th. So many congratulations. And Oprah, you was rocking that gold dress.
She did. I thought
good.
She was with a boom boom here and boom boom there, and that's your AfterBuzz.
And she was funny on the Jimmy Kimmel.
That stuff was hilarious.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Many congratulations, and James Earl Jones, you definitely deserve that after all this time. So congratulations to you all. And now we are on predictions.
And now
your AfterBuzz TV
predictions. Okay, so we've had a funny week. Second week in a row.
Oh my God, I hope it's not
Kenny,
cursed.
what you got next week?
I didn't even get a chance to see the previews for next week because I was trying to get out of the house to get here on time.
Yes.
So I'm going to predict Tasha's gonna, I think her rendezvous with the hooker is gonna come to a halt because I think Malika's gonna figure it out. I don't know. I didn't see the previews.
The
for
preview
next
was
week.
kind of awesome.
I think we're gonna see again more Tasha and Melanie interaction face to face, and I agree with you. Something around that. I don't know.
Well, based on the preview, I predict that Tasha Mack is basically going to out herself to a whole bunch of people about dating a hooker.
Oh.
So I'm excited to see why and how that goes down. And of course, Melanie gets to bask in that glory because they're fighting again. So we look forward to another week at the game. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys out there for joining us. Come back next week.
It's getting better.
It's getting better.
So much.
We love you. Good night.
Bye, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.